Hi folks, I'm just doing a bit of a walk around and doing bits and pieces of autumn. As you see, these trees have well changed colour and are dropping their leaves. I believe these are liquid amber, but beautiful colourings. Some more autumn colourings. I'm not sure what tree that is. I think it might be a maple of some sort, but I'm not sure. Just coming up the driveway, and you can see what's happened to the tree fern. The heat and drought has decimated the ferns, the fronds, but that's all right, there's plenty of new growth and new curly bits as well, so no harm done in the long term to the tree ferns. This one got really white, but I'm hoping it will come back. They're never far away. They're in the orchard. I've just come up to the little garden beds near the bench. As I said, the wallabies are never far away. I'm sure we must have, I think we've got 2 resident at the moment. Anyway, while I'm up here, I did a little bit of rejigging here. I pulled out a few things that weren't doing very well. The lavenders just died a death, there wasn't enough sun, I think. But I've planted a whole lot of foxgloves. I've learnt that the wallabies don't eat the lavender, they don't eat foxgloves, they don't eat box. That's about the 3 that I'm absolutely sure of. Oh, and I moved these society garlic into a sunnier spot. They were over here and under these trees, and they weren't getting enough sun. So hopefully this will be reasonably safe from the wallabies. Now, will this make a home for someone? I stole the idea from Isabel at the My Wild Welsh Garden channel. She had a old watering can against the wall, and actually robins have taken residence there now. Of course I won't get that, but I just thought it was such a good idea, so I put it up here. And the climber is the Harbin, sorry I never get this right, Harbin Jenny, or oh, I haven't got the name right, but it's got a few, it flowers in the late autumn, winter into spring, so I think that will grow around this and someone might take up residence. I'll just step over here and try and get the proper name. Never get it right. Hopeless. Yes, Hardenbergia. It's a native. And the old watering can was rusting, so I thought as good a place as any. Someone might take up residence there. And into the pollinator patch. Not really much to show. I've done a bit of a tidy up, which I think I showed you before. But this morning I planted some hyacinth, some crocus and some tete-a-tete daffodils in this colander, which they should be good for the early bees. Here's the passion fruit vine. Plenty of buds on it. Although I think you remember before, this was choking everything over here, so I freed everything up. And the rose is starting to sprout. I rescued one of my bay trees that were basically gone. The old critters had eaten them, so I pulled it up and put it in a pot, and there's new growth now, which is good. I will be feeding and topping up the rose bags in the next week or two. But the dahlias are, as they're probably coming to the end, but they're a bit of nice colour at the moment. These were all grown from seed. I'm very happy with those. And some more here. These ones are in pots. So happy with those. And here's the Salvia Amistad. What have we got over here? I think this is Boscobel, but they're all passing over now. But at least it's a bit tidier now and there's room to grow, and of course I'm hoping I'll be able to put some of my seedlings in around here. And this is the Sedum Autumn Joy, of course, and that'll get cut back late winter, early spring. There's a few tiny roses. So this is all ready for the new season. I'll put down some more compost, and as I say, I've got seedlings that I can put up here. This is the only safe place in the whole 3 acres that I've got to plant. And I even noticed when I put some straw flowers over here that I presume it was birds or possum had a lovely time digging around them. So I think I've lost them, but I've got more in the greenhouse. So yeah, this raised bed had a lot of the dahlias, but unfortunately something came in. I've done my best to try and prevent them, but it's hopeless. I put some of these wires up here as the wallabies jump on the compost and then jump into this bed. And of course I'm dealing with possums and a few other bits and pieces, and the birds as well. So I just do my best. I just have to keep trying. At least when I do I've got plenty of seedlings, probably more than I need, so, and they don't cost a lot, so I can risk them, but it's very frustrating. I still haven't mastered the seedlings, but I have very little space, so if I lose a lot it doesn't matter, but it is frustrating. At the moment I'm preparing to water them with, it's the fish fertilizer. I've also got the seaweed one, which I use a lot. But as I said, it's all this when to water, not to water, when to pick out, when to transplant. Anyway, I'm getting there. These are a few down here. These two, this is Salvia Amistad, which I put in water to root, and I had 2 successes, which is great. I've done the same here with rosemary. I lost about 4, but the other 4 seem to be doing all right in there. I'll just leave them for a while. These are all bits and pieces. These are my furry fishing rods, which I grew from seed. I won't put these out. I'm hoping to save those for the next place. And as I said, I've got some geums in here, some, what have I got, some snapdragons and some Nanaria in here. But yeah, I'm still learning all this business, watering and transplanting out. It's not easy, but I am getting enough. I was disappointed with my straw flowers. I've just picked these ones out from back here, and put them into a larger pot, but nothing is showing in this one. These were the orange ones, and they say that straw flowers are really, it's got to be very fresh seeds, so when you buy them from other places you don't know how fresh they are. See, there's a whole heap of here that aren't doing much, but we'll just see if this is all yarrow. And I've got the sweet peas in, having a fish fertilizer drink and the status, and I'll gradually work through them all and give them a drink, and hopefully they might perk up. These are my leaf Sedamotum Joy, which I was hoping to sprout. I've definitely got one, which you can see in there, but no sign of anything else, but I won't give up just yet. And these were carnations, which some critter, little slug or whatever, ate them, but I left them, and some seem to be coming back, so I'll just leave those for a while. But I'm no expert. As I always say, if I knew anything, I'd be more than half dangerous. The fern walk is looking very sad after the heat and no rain. Even this magnificent tree fern, which you probably can't see here, but there's plenty of new growth, so it'll be all right. But awful to see them, but I did manually water a lot of it, so hopefully not much damage done. Here's our smaller pond. We did a clean out as it was all choked, but we didn't demolish it. But now that we've had this lovely rain, because it had no water in it at all, it had dried completely up. But now it's coming back naturally with the rain we've had, and won't be long before it's fully topped up, which is great. Just a view from the bottom end, which is not much different than what I've already showed you. But the pump is now covered with the water, which is good. We won't connect it. It's a solar one, as you can see the panel, but we'll wait until the water's right up before we do that. I like this little area. Woodland area, I suppose, but we rarely come down and use it. But it's a lovely little spot. As I said, the pond, and when the camellias are out, which shouldn't take long, these are all camellias. When they bud up, it's just beautiful. And you can see that's the fern walk up there, and the little greenhouse. And just coming up the back, this is part of the Land for Wildlife area, which basically takes up the majority of the property. Not much to see from a gardening point of view. You see all these pathways that we've created after the huge storm on 9th of June 2021. So, and we chip all the sticks and leaves into a fine chip, and we're putting those, the Royal We are putting these down the paths, and they seem to work quite well. Of course, the majority here are all natives. The agapanthus aren't, but I snuck those in along the pathway. Anyway, plenty of habitat here for the critters. And after the rain, it's actually looking quite good. They certainly needed it because nothing got watered here, so they have to survive on their own. But as you say, it's a great spot for the wildlife. Lots of cover, lots of things for them. And after the rain, as I said, it's looking great. These, I'm going to put them out. Where are these? These are hakeas that we planted after the storm, and that's basically our boundary to the next property. But a lot of the stuff haven't survived, but I tend to leave them because sometimes they come back when you don't think they will. I just do. I'm just going to say, oh, this is next door. This is ours here walking along, but just a couple of meters over there is the neighbours. This is all from the trees that came down. Just still have to put some more leaves on this path. And this path goes up to the fern walk and back to the house. And this is the gully, which is a real wildlife haven for the critters. Alright, and you see up to the house and the pond, the little pond you saw earlier, up to the house. And this is a fabulous area for the wildlife. And a grade looking up to the house. This is down to the gate, and I'll finish off down there. But as you see, you can imagine the wildlife really liking this area. Another lovely autumn colouring. And down we go. And this is the water tank that we feed the top 2 tanks with. When that gets filled, we pump it up to the top 2 tanks. Looks like you'll see. Yeah, that's 24,000 litre. The palms, the pump is under there. And back to the gate. And the autumn trees, and let me just get, and behind here, beside that big tree, is the large pond. So there's a autumn spot view of the garden.